So today, hopefully like everyone else, I'm also at home, but I want to tell you a bit more about a recent session I did at Aqua Paradiso. So firstly, let's focus on that session, and then later in the video I'll tell you a bit more about the venue itself. Now, this was actually my second time at Aqua. My first time was about 2 years ago, and I managed to land a lovely dark common, but I put that more down to luck and skill, as that was the only fish I had for my 48-hour session. After getting permission from Gilbert, I finally got a chance to do a 24-hour session. Now, I spoke to a couple of guys that fish the venue on a regular basis, just to get a few tips and ideas from them and to find out where some of the fish are coming from. Now, the common consensus seemed to be that a lot of the fish came from the margins, so I knew that was going to be my plan, to try and stalk a carp out of the edge. As most of the venues that I fish do not give you access to fishing for carp in the margins, finally I had a chance to see if I can stalk a carp or two. When I arrived at the lake, I decided to take a bucket of particles and walk around the venue and put some bait in a couple of spots that I thought would hold some fish. On one area of the lake, a very shallow spot, I found a few fish just cruising. They didn't seem really interested, more like they were just taking in the sun, but it's not too bad. They were only small, around 2 or 3 kilos. With rainfall coming in and the clouds starting to bunch up, I decided to go back to the main side of the venue and spend the night at the chalets. I mean, if you're used to fishing out of bivvies and now you can actually sleep in a comfortable bed, why not? So maybe that influenced my decision a little bit. On my way back, I actually saw some fizzing in the margin, so I decided to take a PVA stick and a tiger nut hook bait, just load it in, gave it a bit of time, but nothing materialized. So I decided to rather go back to some of the other spots that I baited a bit earlier, and luckily I found some fish. After finding those fish, I lowered in my tiger nut hook bait and put some particles over the top. It was a matter of minutes and the rod was away. I felt it pulling straight and just touched the snag. It just grazed a branch and it was off. Luckily everything was fished safely and the fish should only have a hook link in its mouth, but absolutely gutted to have lost my first fish on the first day. Got a chance, bad luck. After that I decided to try out the other spot that was only about 15 meters away, and got my hook bait in, put some bait over the top, and I went back to the previous spot. Like I said, it's only 15 meters, got the landing net, and as I got it, the rod pulled off, and got it, played it for a while. It was going straight towards snags and hook pull, unfortunately. Now that's 2 fish lost in a matter of minutes, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes when you're fishing in these hit and hold situations to prevent the fish from getting into snags. With the sunlight fading and nightfall drawing in, decided to go back to the chalet and find a spot to fish for the night. So I took out the deeper and found a nice flat area in front of the chalet just to present 2 rods, fishing 1 citrus pop-up and 1 tiger nut with a spread of strawberry crush boilies over the top. I actually struggled to sleep that night, so I decided to go back to some of the spots that I baited and put some fresh bait in there for the next morning, particularly on those 2 spots where I lost the fish from. so I can try and target them the next day. The next morning I woke up with no luck. I reeled both my rods in for the day and I went back to those spots. The one, there was no bait left, and the other one, the water was real murky. So I decided to rather put my rig in the murky spot, as I believe that the fish are still there, or at least have recently been there. So put the rig in there, put some baits over the top and gave it some time, but nothing materialized. So I thought to go to the other spot, put some bait in there and put the rod in. Now it was only a couple of seconds. I was about to put the bag stick in the ground and the rod broke off. It actually went down the ground all the way into the water with the tip, and luckily just got the rod in time and I managed to catch my first fish for the session. Here we go, my first fish for the session. I don't care if it's small. It was very exciting catching him from probably one rod length, if that much, from the bank. On a single tiger nut tipped with a red piece of foam. Oh, exciting. Let's get him back. The rig I used was a very simple to tie fluorocarbon blowback rig. The reason for using this is because it's something I have confidence in, and this year I told myself I'm going to stick to one or two rigs rather than completely changing it every time and not really knowing if they work. So now I know I can focus on my rigs, I know they work, put a lot of carb on them and try and get the rest of my tactics right. Now the fluorocarbon rig also works very well in this gentler water, as it goes almost invisible in the water. My bait for this session was my ever faithful particle mix, consisting of tiger nuts, crushed tigers, hemp seed and a birdseed mix. I tried tiger nut tipped with a white citrus pop-up, and the one that I actually got the fish on was a sweet corn tiger nut with a little piece of red foam. Now the venue. It is one of the most beautiful fishing destinations that you can get in the city. First of all, safety is very important to them. So after going through the security gates, you get to another electric gate that you have to open with the remote and that you can close behind you. Around the venue there's massive walls with barbed wire, so safety is very good if that's something that you are concerned about. After going through the electrical gate, you start to drive through a tree tunnel, and it really makes you feel like you are somewhere miles out of the city. At the moment there are 9 chalets on site, each fitted with 2 beds. There's a bench to sit on, there's a patio to keep you out of the sun, out of the rain, there's a nice fake grassy area, yeah, you can call it that, don't quote me on what you actually call it, to dock your boat, put your pod on, put your slings and your mats, so everything really is built for comfort. There's also a braai area where you and a couple of mates can go and have a like braai. On site there is a bathroom, hot water, clean water, so you can keep yourself fresh and clean if you're doing a longer session. And also, if you take your non-fishing partner with you, they don't pay, so you can take them with to enjoy the scenery. And with the cleanliness of the venue, the safety and the comfort of the chalets, there's really no excuse for them not to join you on your next session. For more information on Aqua Paradiso, you can follow the link down below and read up a bit more about the venue. But that's it for me. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers!